Hello and welcome. Sorry we're a bit late. These things happen, particularly to me sometimes, but that's fine. I'm sorry if I've kept you waiting, but there will be much goodness in the meantime, so you haven't missed out. We've only just started. So let's get started. Great. Already seeing suggestions. That is what I like to see at the beginning. Just getting my music sorted out. Goodness, I'm going to the wrong place. That's okay. Maybe speak amongst yourselves, brainstorm a bit, read up on the current political climate. What's happened to Hillary? Does she deserve that recent FBI probe? All this and more will not be answered tonight. But we are moving ever closer to the moment where we begin. I'm just going to pray before we start. I haven't done this before, but I'd like to. So I'm going to, because it's my channel and you're watching, so I can do what I want. Dear Lord, I pray that I honour you this evening and that we have a good time whilst I rap to people. Amen. Great. If you can't hear the levels, just tell me. Let's go. There's no music. There's no music at the moment. Don't you worry about that. You'll know when there's music. That was the sound of Skype closing. If you were curious. My computer's being a bit funny today. Great. If there's things you want, then I will try and include those. So I've got some ideas and I'm fear that I could be wrong, but it seems like if I've got some things to bring to this song, but it wants me to be a serial killer. He wants rhymes about porridge. I'm pretty vanilla. I can spread this on toast like syrup and honey. You want it sweet? Well, I'll try and keep it funny. I'm on a roll on my stream and I'm building it up. I'm spooning porridge into my mouth enough like I'm excavating, finding it down. I've got some raisins coming later, maybe some banana crowns. Not sure exactly where it's heading. Maybe I'm going to be crazy enough to put some veg in. No. That would be a terrible combination. Everybody would be saying, guy, take a vacation. No elation for you if that's the sort of thing you make. Frustration will be what you come to. And it seems to me that if I made crazy cereals, you'd seemingly be in a position to let me go down, because I like Weetabix a lot, never gonna frown. My ideology is such that I appreciate foods often like between 6 and 8, and I'm not rude if you give me some to eat, because when I have food I'm feeling pretty complete. And when I eat wheat a Bix, gotta say that that's the top one of my tricks. Gonna pour some water while I'm carrying on. Hopefully my water pouring will not go wrong, because water is my main man drink. It's the thing that I drink most of the time, thinking don't want to have caffeine up in your head because you might be sleeping badly, but it's better than being dead. Don't need anything fizzy, don't want alcohol, and it seems that the rizzle, is that like rizzle kicks the idea that I'm thinking about when I'm not biscuits. It's ginger beer. I'm getting to that. I'm saying that it's rather better when that stuff is flat. I'm just not a fizzy drink drinker. It hurts the back of my throat, and so if I had a choice, then I certainly would say no. Gotta give me some more themes, people. We're gonna have to go random again. Hate using the random button. I don't. I'm ambivalent. So let me remind you as such that not too much, not too little, too much random. Maybe like a little RNG, but too much seems a little crazy to me. I figure it could raise the engagement if you're naming words and I am just playing to the ideas that you want on screen. If you said them quickly, that would be the dream. And pardon me if it's different to you, maybe you prefer that I could do some things, maybe like just rapping with this. Well, I'm sorry, man, it's my show, I'm Chris, and my impulse is that I like it to be done in a way that I consider you'll think is fun. And if you disagree, it's curtains for you. We're going to shut this thing down. So I've got a few ways I can dictate the words like this. I mean, I've got some way that I could attempt to give the kiss of death to the end of the stream if I tapped it in braille or started being a scene. You certainly would not appreciate that. Maybe if I wrote the words on the side of a hat. All of these things, while interesting, would not be worth your time investing. I don't know how long we've got left. I thought maybe we'd mar the end of the performance if we ended at that. I'm not quite sure where we're going. I might not go flat. Nonetheless, I digress. What's been the highlight? Well, we've only had 3 minutes, so I might be trying to give you a plight that you might enjoy. I might be like one of those crazy boys who is on the stream rapping without constraints. If you do physics, then you probably ain't too worried to hear constraints on this point, like talking about the ways that different points are linked in space. I make a disgrace if I try and explain this. I maybe lay waste to some theories like gravitation. It's like waves, like everything sitting there like a sea otter when it plays, and the ball gets knocked about and thrown. If there's a hump in the wave, then it will sink below. That's how gravity works. It's rather clever. You didn't think I'd be doing that with something that's nearly a beaver? Clever beaver, it's close enough. The sea's pretty rough, but I'm getting to this stuff as I survey the length where we're going next. Hopefully you can coerce me to being direct so I can seize the day and grab the theme. Did you know that that's not really some kind of liberal dream? When seize the day was originally used, it's like some man convincing a woman she should be abused, and it's a Roman play, so it's really bad. I'm just saying that seize the day is not great. It's kind of sad. I'm saying seize the day. Don't worry about the future. Get over here. I'd like to, well, yeah, no, not going to go with that, but that's true. I'm just saying, you know, you've learned some classics here. You maybe didn't know that before, and now you do. Such entertaining things you can view. I think we're going to call it a day. I've got no idea long, but I imagine that, yeah, we've got like 15 seconds. If there's any songs that you'd like to hear, you know, if you're, yeah, there will be a political rap. Don't you worry about that. Got plenty more things that we can rap about. I mean, I might run downstairs and grab my copy of The Week. I quite enjoy The Week as a magazine. If you haven't read it, it like does everything that's been in the week's news, and it's a better way for me to rap than to just Google news. We found that out last week. If we Google news, Nathan gets stories that he can't rap about. But you know, let's keep on moving and grooving. That's what I say. I don't say. Do I say that? Moving and grooving. I mean, kind of sounds like something I might say. Are the levels okay? So more themes you want to hear about. I mean, feel free to just like go on a website and just throw out random words on that website. Maybe that would work. I've got no idea. I didn't do this. So I'm in the middle, and where are we going? Exactly where is this rap going to be flowing? Not sure, but I'm going to be able to finish. Will you be upset if I manage to diminish exactly where I'm going? Will I be able to stand up? What will I fall for? Will I be the man up? Will I be man enough to finish this off? Will I be really cool or like look like a toss? I mean, technically the latter is rather more likely. If you got into a battle, try not to fight me, because I might be polite, but I've got long arms. I can put you in the points and be farming lots of damage. But farming damage, is that the sort of words that if I was a rapper I'd manage? I'm just saying that I am pretty great with my fingers. I can cause you pain that might want to linger. Okay, so I know you're badass. I mean, I've got some skills, but I'm like mad as a spider. Like, if it was really big, I've got arms that are long and I have a black wig. So, where am I getting at? Spiders have got 8 legs, and if you were going to fight me, then you would be attacked. I didn't really think that was rhyme, but sometimes you don't need to rhyme, you just want to be dropping facts. And yeah, maybe occasionally if you just like walk through the sentences and say things you should redact, then people will be like, was he very good, or were they just some skills that he managed to have lacked? I don't want to say it's the coup d'etat that I've managed to change the game. You think it's quite bizarre. Might be better if I kept on skiing, but maybe if I had a coach who could give me the team, because I never played baseball, basketball too, played a little bit of rugby, and you would not want to be on the opposing line against me because I got hurt really quite easily. Caused a scare one time when I had to go to A&E after getting knocked down. I took the ball from the other guy, but my team, they just stood around. I mean, I think I know the song well enough to know that we're finally the end. We are again. I mean, if I was really clever, I'd be able to finish the end on time. We just talk about heading to the end, the correlative effects causing us to upend ourselves because we're sinking towards a drain. We'd be like, man, there's a drain going insane. If only I had like 6 more lines and I'd be absolutely doing this rhyming thing fine. We'd be nearly done. You'd think it's great as I managed to end right on this last day. Yeah, I said bait, not beat. I'm my own worst critic. I mean, maybe I'm not. Maybe you're sitting here being like, Nathan's terrible. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind. You can do what you like. But if you are sitting there being Nathan's work terrible, then give me some rhymes. Okay? Yeah? That's how it works. Right. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to run and I'm going to get my copy of the week because I think this is a better way of doing this. So you just talk amongst yourselves. If you've just joined the stream, as somebody has, I can see, then give me some words to rap about. Time for our politics rap in 30 seconds. 20 seconds. Count them. Turns out it was my housemate. Who knew I had housemates? You didn't. I do. People live with me. They like me. He was going to deliver it. You have seen him. That can be a fun part of the stream. Who's Nathan's housemate? What does he look like? Is he wonderful? Only time will tell. Great. Okie dokie. Okie dokie. Let's have our political rap of the week. So we're going to try and keep you, well informed on current affairs. We're going to do a little bit of British politics, maybe some European, and then we'll jump across the pond. We'll do some world politics. If you only watch one political parody rap this week, I really would recommend that you watch this one. Now, I don't want to say that I am ungrateful, but some of the things they've been saying are hateful. Hateful! I tell you, it's bad. If I was Trump, man, I would be really mad. I'm talking about Bob Dylan and his award. He thought he'd scored, but oh goodness, he had caused all those fjords to be upset because those Swedish guys were upset as they get. They have told him that because he has not put in his plan, he has not said that he is really thankful. The man is terrible. He's arrogant. Bob Dylan is rude. He won the Nobel Prize. He's close to now being sued. No. Anyway, Spain's doing great. I think it's Madrid. That's in Spain. Is it not? Wait, not sure. I think Madrid's in Spain, but I'm not great. So my geography sometimes lacks something. Hey, anyway, Spain now has a government. They had like 2 election scenes that they were sent towards a third. It's absurd, but it really happened 3 times. Seems like they've managed it. Dream times, world news, where are we going? We've got Caracas going crackers and everything is flowing in a poor direction, maybe like had a self-coup because the man who's in charge has decided he chews his own legs, his own tail. It's like a snake like that, like one of those things where a snake attaches his hat, I don't know. But I'm saying the government's in trouble, it's caused itself, so the trouble is double. Hillary Clinton, Trump going mad. We thought Hillary was going to win and then we were kind of sad because Trump has managed to be clawing it back because the FBI has managed to go on the attack, and it is because some emails have surfaced. Probably Hillary could manage to murder Anthony Weiner, who's got her back in trouble. It seems to me like she's going to claw from the rubble and going from a hopeful campaign which she had. She's now like, Trump, man, that guy is sad. It's once again gone to I'm better than Kim. I'm better than fair. It's gonna be dim for another 8 days, so just watch the plays. I mean, if I had some attention, then I might be phased. I'll probably watch the thing because I'm really enjoying that. It's probably bad that I just watch a nation toying and destroying itself, wasting its wealth. We've got 2 candidates and nobody wants them. Exactly why they're doing that, I'm not sure. Seems pretty monstrous, but the whole country's inured. Anyway, no sure. We're gonna take ISIS or ISIL. Don't know what surprises. What I will try and tell you. I'm just saying that it's great that we're trying to finally crush this civilization 8, but there are some issues with that, because once we manage to stop this black cat in its situation, then it's gonna spread. Well, the snake is not dead once you cut off its head. Yeah, managed that one, surprising to me. But anyway, there might be more terror when we see that we cut off the problem right at its source, then it could spread everywhere, and it could be worse. I mean, this always ends too soon. I mean, I'm sure that you think that too. So we're going back. Unsurprisingly, Saudi Arabia's executed a prince, and it might be something to you to see prince like this on a country which seems like amoral. You might think Saudi Arabia, they are all horrors, but actually they're quite strict in their rules, and it seemed to me that if you behave prince fooling around in your cars with your girls, whatnot, seems to be like some of the fun that you don't know. Turns out that you can only do some things, and if in the Palm Springs you are grumbling, and as this prince was, you shoot another man dead, well, it seems like the regime will cut off your head. And there's some hostages freed in Somali, seems pretty great. Though I am asking, why are we going to pay the hostage fees? Doesn't that just mean they have more money to do as they please? And in China, we have had, as often happens about twice a year, some smell of corruption. Seems to me that 25 million of cash was found here. I mean, yeah, if you were a country which is rising, hardly seems surprising that you've got people rising and paying themselves money. Maybe it's not surprising that there's so much funny money flowing around into the pockets and in cases, hiding these beds, and then we've got these laces tied. Exactly who was paying him, I guess we'll never know, but it's nice to know that they found it. So I don't quite know where we're going next. That's basically what we've done. Guess I'll be direct and say that the snow leopard is really in trouble. It is going badly, so hopefully the Hubble Space Telescope won't be required to find more of those small creatures as their mind fired. With below 4,000 left, I'd be really upset if that could be the left. I thought it's finished though. I mean, I really thought we were done, so I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna say, imagine when I said bereft, we were done. Bereft. No, there's loads more. No, we're just gonna stop. None of that. Okay, we're gonna do another. We're gonna do another rapping to famous beats. Okay, so hopefully you'll recognise this beat. If you don't, then you're not very keyed into rapping culture, for which I'm sorry. You know, I would attempt to try and in some way mirror the way that the rapper actually does the song. Otherwise, what the heck am I doing? To be honest, what the heck am I doing anyway? But give me some words, okay? That's the moral of the story. If you want some words, I'm not going to rap about that. Now, I don't want to say that I'm taking blame. If you want to look at me, then you might see a shame. It might be well better if you were standing real close, then my face slightly scarred, oft times morose. If you had a thing that you could look through, something that would do what you wanted it to do, somehow the telescope, you could scope me out, you could see what kind of man this man's about. Now, I don't want to say that I'm sitting here driving down the road and being quite scared of the fact that the police might come by, and that's mainly because I'm a white guy. The guy who wrote this song, he's not. He's talking about all the problems that he has got while he's driving down the autobahns where he is. He's like, man, the police, what's this? Those guys, They hate him because he's black, and because he is, racist police are on the attack. I'm playing this song, 99 Problems, and I probably shouldn't have finished that, not sure. Nonetheless, as I distress myself and get in a right small mess, I probably betray, I don't know where I'm going, and that's okay, because I am somehow showing that these songs, and indeed this whole scheme, is rather more difficult to you than you might dream, and you might seem that I'm doing it okay, I'm not sure where I'm going. I guess that is great. If only I had some way to break it all up, to put it in a big ball and not muck it up, if I could conglomerate it, if I could use that word, if I could talk about that without looking absurd. Now, I don't want to say that I'm the sort of guy who just drops long words in to try and look fly, but if I had a camera, I'd photograph, and if I had some kind of damp thing, I'd make you laugh. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying, maybe something to pass the time, not sure I'm laying it down thick enough that you think it's great. Maybe make you some spaghetti you wouldn't hate, because I've got a recipe from my mum. She's the sort of woman who knows how to make spaghetti done. She can get it done like twice a week when she makes my spaghetti. It's not so bleak. For anyone wondering exactly what he's doing, Will's throwing down some rap knowledge. He's not eschewing his rap knowledge 101 class, which I teach maybe like 3 years in the past, and he's sitting here and he's talking about Eminem. Exactly what's he doing? Not feminine. He's quite a manly man. He has white short hair. I think I'd lose in a fight against him, but I don't care. So I don't want you take me as, or understand the intelligence that Nathan has. From rags to riches, I ain't down. I've got 99 problems, but rapping ain't right. There's 99 problems. To rap about how Jay-Z doesn't have many problems. Well, women-related ones anyway. He's only got problems about, like, people being racist to him and him getting in fights. There's a whole verse about fights. I can't even sing it because it's saying so many swear words. Okay, I'll do some more. I shouldn't just be watching me dancing. No, it's going to stop now. It's not gonna stop. If I had something to attack me, might drop. If I hadn't Anaconda, not Nicki Minaj. If I had some kind of snake that's wrapping up large, I'd be like Cobra. What are you doing trying to attack me? If I had fangs, would I be saying that you're gonna lack me? Lactose? Don't be milking it now. Maybe if I had that, I would not be running from cows. Anyway, if I had a cow, I'd be great, because I could shove it down this giant snake's throat and then I would not be frustrated by the fact I'm too late and it's crawling down my knees and it's gonna be ape me. Sure. I mean, I said I was my biggest critic, but I suppose I'm also the person who's quite willing to accept it when I do things which I don't consider to be very good. So, you know, I'm happy with that. Okay, more words. We're gonna do two more. I can. Will's doing a stonking job on the topics. Good job, Will. So I don't want to act like I'm just talking. Maybe you're watching it balking, thinking that he's just talking. Maybe he's got something better to say. Has he got somewhere to be? To that I'd say nay. Because though I've got like quite a busy life, there's no place I'd rather be than causing strife on the airways, bringing it to your cassette player. Did I say cancer? Maybe I'll be laying there later, really upset, choking myself down because I could not get that one word at the beginning of the thing done. I'd be upset and that would not be fun. If only there was some way you could beam it to my head, some kind of color-based system, not red, so it would be like LED LEDs, maybe something which would give me ideas. We would call that Bluetooth, but look at my blue teeth, they're like slightly white, and again underneath all the plaque that's been growing because of the things I've been spraying. My rhymes are filthy. I should be playing at the dentist, you see. Don't like dentistry, seems badly for me, pay too much. And though I can praise my local guy because he puts in all of the days, and if only I had some way to be saying that I would not be praising him, I might say that he's a guy. He's really fantastic, except if he asks you to pay this thing with plastic. And he charged me too much last week. It seemed pretty bleak. I thought I would seek somebody else to try and do my teeth. I thought, man, my rap game's going beneath, from the red to the black, from the black to the red. Is RIP, is rap dead? Anyway, I'm gonna put it in the place, eat pudding, cause I've got the dentistry gone. I'm just footing myself. I'm footing my own bills. I'm choking down my own kills. If I was a hunting type, might say that I'd be eating some pudding, having a gap to be able to take down deers and squirrels. I'd be like, man, I can kill them. We're all doing that effectively, unless you're a vegan, and even then you're probably causing us to be eating, because you go to places, you go to shops, occasionally you find a capitalist which drops all these animals all over the world. It's a process, and quickly unfurled is the fact that you're causing all this to be done. Capitalism for animals, not fun. I'm the composer, I'm bringing the beats quickly, occasionally low deficient, but don't hit me. I'm not the one who wants to be here. I've talked quite a lot about my skills a little bit, the way in which if I was in a fight I'd do okay, and maybe some people are going to come around here today and try and attack me. Please don't do that. Please do not attack me. I'll get fat or flat or dead. There'll be like hands in my head. I'll be drowning in my own low self-esteem. Being attacked is not my dream, unless it's a child. Like if a child attacks me, great. I can probably take maybe like 8 kids, maybe 9, like 7, maybe 18, depends on whether they're teens. I've probably seen some people, my little brother, though I say little, he's like a man, massive guy, and he'll hit all of me. Like all of me at once, such is the diameter of his punch. And I don't want to say that he steals my lunch money, but occasionally when I'm looking slightly funny, he comes back and he takes me down, and such is the risk of having a little brother with a massive crown. He's got a massive head and a massive body. It ended in a difficult place. I've gone mad on my own power. There's 3 people watching me. I'm sorry, everyone. I shouldn't have allowed that to happen. What rap song do I want? I've got a finale. Don't you worry about that. But I'm just not sure which song to do it to. I mean, you can't really hold this long, Nathan. Oh. Okay. This is like a favourite childhood poem. We've done poems to rap, this thing we did last week, so we're doing it again. So the hip, the hop, the hibby to the hip hopper, you don't stop to drop it to the bang bang boogie, say up chuck the boogie to the rhythm of the boogie the beat. That's not that. The night was thick and hazy when the Piccadilly Daisy carried down her crew and captain in the sea. And I think the water drowned him, for they never found him, and I know they didn't come ashore with me. Oh, it was very sad and lonely when I found myself the only population on this cultivated shore. But I made a little tavern in a rocky little cavern, and I sat and watched the people at the door. I spent no time in looking for a girl to do my cooking, and I'm quite clever hand at making stews. But I had that fellow Friday to keep the town tidy and put a sunny solage on my shoes. I had a little garden that I'm cultivating larder, and I eat rather things rough and where I live on toasted lizards, prickly pears and parrot goods, as I'm really rather fond of beetle pie. The clothes I had were furry, and it made me fret and worry when I found them off for eating off their hair. And I had to scrape and boil them, and I boiled them in a tandem. So this is really more difficult than I was thinking, but we're going to keep going. So it's like Robinson Crusoe in a poem. Loved it as a kid. Okay, we're back on. I sometimes seek diversion in a family excursion with a few exemplary animals you see, and we take along a carrot and refreshment for the parrot and a little can of jungleberry tea. And we gather as we travel bits of moss and dirty gravel, and we chip up little specimens of stone, and we carry home as prizes funny bugs of tiny sizes to give the day a scientific tone. If the roads are wet and muddy, we go home and study, for the goat is very clever at a sum, and the dog instead of studying says all the mental writing when the cat is taking lessons on the drum. We retire at 11 and we rise again at 7, and I wish to call attention as I close to the fact that all the scholars are correct in all their collars, and in particular in turning out their toes. Goodness, I mean, I really should have practiced that. If you haven't heard it, great poem, Robinson Crusoe story by Charles E. Carroll. Fantastic, loved it as a kid. Turns out slightly too fast to do to the Trigger Hill Gang. I'll give you one more. You may feel shortchanged already, but I'll give you one more to finish, and then we've done around half an hour. Someone loves poetry. That's very good, Sunray. I'm not going to use your name. I know it, but they don't. Maybe you don't want people to know your name. That's right. I know. I'm very one with my audience. I know about their like names. Right. Right. I don't even know what this track's going to sound like. If it's terrible, I'll stop. Okay, let's have one. We'll go out on a big one. Okay, this is doable. Be a bit slower. You watch and you journal and you sit through the eternal noses and you wonder, maybe you should spurn all the things that I'm saying. Can I turn it all up? Maybe you turn it down if you had enough. Not sure you're enjoying, but man, this is hard. No, this is too like rickety. No, that's terrible. This is better. I think this is better. And I'm not sure that I'd rate exactly these words that I put on my plate, but certainly if I had a choice, some kind of Mars selection, this would be my more preferred direction. If I was chewing through like a galaxy, maybe some minstrels, maybe like those other little things you see, all the foods that come in those Christmas packages. It's nearly Christmas now. I'm sure that we can manage this. Maybe you think that I should disparage it instead. Maybe I think I should take a convert tone instead. Maybe say that I'm not a big fan of the scene. I don't like December. It makes me feel green like a Grinch, diminishing the privilege that we feel. You think that it's terrible. We're all sitting still, waiting for the next conveyor belt thing to bring us some kind of Christmas. Well, I'm my king. He was born then. I'm a big Christmas fan. I mean, I'd much prefer if we didn't have to plan for like 2 months before being upset. Instead, if we could just see our families and lie in bed and maybe receive a small gift from the people that you like, and maybe take something slightly different to strife. And if somebody gives you maybe your wife, if you have one, or a husband, then that's quite the life. Or visit family, I think that's great too. I visit my family occasionally, and it seems like maybe you probably do that. Jet there in a plane or car. Maybe you take a train. Maybe you train to see them. Bizarre. Maybe they're really scary. Maybe they're in a zoo. I'm not saying that about your family, but mine, well, they can be pretty blue and green and red. Certainly my little brother, when he punches me in the head. Throwback line, yeah. Save that one for later, but this is the last one. So I guess I'll be frustrating you by instead leaving you for next week to wait for. Guess I'm going to say that I'm delaying it. Hateful. Yeah, he's a nasty man. Better if I was a woman, I could say nasty woman and plan to make a Trump rhyme. Maybe it would trump that instead. Maybe I could have like a mask, have a Trump head, but not going red in the face too quickly. Where are your suggestions? You're just leaving me sickly to parade the words that appear on screen. If only I had some way that I could be retreating, have something that I could pass on to, something to castle through, something to be asking you. Maybe you think I'd be fasting through deep. Maybe I'm too deep. I'll run to the keep. I'll jump to the tower. I'll climb all the steps. I'll fire out on the top, and you'll think I'm direct as I go straight from there to the point of your throat. It's battle analogy again, and I'm not a goat to be slaughtered in the act of rap. I proclaim my reign. I'm not crap. I'm like a 7 out of 10, or occasionally an 8. I can draw on this chart. It's going straight to the top. It's like lava. It's pyroclastic. It's occasionally fantastic. It rapidly becomes less plastic as the temperature cools. More plastic, less plastic, less plastic. Thanks everyone. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. I think I'll be here next week. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm doing like a choir over Christmas, so I might call the rapping biz a day, an evening until after Christmas. I figure probably I'll definitely do next week though, because it is the American election, and you know, possibility to live stream some coverage across the night. I don't know, rap choir. Yeah, I mean, I think I'm doing some spoken word, so just repping the Usher Moore The Ashmore Church choir, choral evening, doing spoken word. It's going to be really good, I think. So get yourselves along to that if you're in the Durham area. Details to follow. I probably legitimately will do some rap on the election next week. So, you know, keep interested, or whatever it is people say. I need some words. Maybe we should brainstorm some things I say at the end. Evening it out. Have fun. Stay cool. Be there or be some other shape. You know, we'll work on it.